welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Taylor and welcome to my tower. Today's video is going to be a different and very interesting one because I do not cook or bake, and today I'll be doing both. I really wanted to make something out of this Disney Princess baking book that I've had for a while now. The day that I'm filming this is actually Thanksgiving, so I always try to bring at least something to Thanksgiving dinner, and I figured because Moana came out yesterday, it'd be really fun to make these Moana Heart of Te Fiti pinwheel cookies. I'm gonna go ahead and try to attempt to make these. It feels like a pretty straightforward recipe. I feel like I'll be fine, but I've also set a pizza on fire in my oven, so I don't really know how this is gonna go for me. I do have to like get the cookies into a roll, and then I have to put that roll in the fridge for an hour, so I'm going to make my cookies first. And then I'm also gonna be making Tini. If you follow her on TikTok, she's like a really big like cooking girl. She made a mac and cheese recipe for Thanksgiving, so I have everything I need to make that. But yeah, let me just read you what this says about these cookies. So it says, the Heart of Te Fiti is an ancient stone with the ability of creation. More than a millennium after it was stolen and then lost, Moana is chosen by the ocean to return the heart to its rightful place on the mother island of Te Fiti, thus restoring the balance of nature. These yummy green spiral cookies, which can be flavored with just vanilla or given a peppermint accent, were inspired by the swirly decorative Heart of Te Fiti. I am not going to be including peppermint just because I don't think the majority of my family would like peppermint in the cookies, so I'm just going to keep these strictly vanilla with decorative sugar on top. The first step says, in a medium bowl, mix together the flour, baking powder, and salt. In a large bowl, beat together the butter and granulated sugar on medium speed until fluffy and pale about 5 minutes. Turn off the mixer and scrape down the bowl with a rubber spatula. Add the egg yolk and vanilla and beat on medium speed until blended. Reduce the speed to low, add half of the flour mixture and beat just until combined. Add the remaining flour mixture and beat just until combined. I'm an idiot. I don't have a beater, but I do have a whisk, so that's just gonna have to do. Hopefully that works out okay. It's just gonna be a lot more manual work, but yeah, let's go ahead and start with these Moana Heart of Te Fiti pinwheel cookies. A little while later and I have my dough here. It's been in the fridge for just over an hour. It's like nice and hard now. This was very hard to do without a mixer. Yeah, I'm definitely not a baker, so that took me very long to do it by hand. Now I have the oven preset to 350, so while that's heating up, I'm going to do the steps that are on this next page. So I left off with position 2 oven racks in the middle of the oven and preheat to 350. Line 2 cookie sheets with parchment paper. So that's what I have to do. And the next step says to unwrap the dough log and set it on a cutting board using a large knife. Trim both ends so that way they are even. Then cut the long crosswise into 1/4 inch thick slices. Place the slices on the prepared cookie sheets, separating them about 2 inches apart. Using a paring knife, cut dashes, carets, and diamonds into the cookie according to the pattern seen on the Heart of Te Fiti. So I had the cookies in the oven for exactly 12 minutes and then I took them out. I would prefer my cookies to be like slightly undercooked, even though it said just do it till they're firm to the touch. They do still feel like slightly soft, and I could really see the brown underneath these ones, so I do definitely think that they're done, but I think they turned out so cute. You can't really see the little engravings that I made on there. That one you can see pretty well, but the rest of them, I feel like they don't look amazing, but I definitely love the color swirl. It's definitely giving Moana, and I think it's so cute. Oh my gosh, my hair's a mess because it's raining outside and I took out the recycles, but it's funny because my cousin and I are the only 2 people at Thanksgiving dinner that will really understand what these cookies are. I feel like they turned out really cute. I'm excited to try one. So the recipe says that it makes 48 cookies, and for me it only made 20. I don't know if I just like made the roll too big or something, but I don't know, 20 is still fine for the amount of people that I have at Thanksgiving dinner. I'm definitely going to try one ahead of time, so I'm going to take one out of the count, but yeah, I'm happy with them. I feel like they look so cute. I guess we'll do a taste test once they're cool and I'll let you know if they're actually like worth making. It was relatively easy, but I definitely think if I had like a mixer blender or a beater, it would have made this so much easier for me. These were made with love. They look really cute. I might even add a little bit more of like the decorative green sugar on top just to make them super cute, but there's already so much sugar in these cookies, so it may not need any more. But I'm just gonna let them cool off on the cookie sheets for now, and then I will transfer them to the cooling rack. Now it's time to get into the mac and cheese recipe, because this I feel like is gonna take me not nearly as long as the cookies, but it is almost like, I think it's around 1 o'clock. I don't have a clock on me at the moment, but I have to leave for dinner around 4:30, so I definitely need to get started on the mac and cheese because it takes me forever to do anything. My hair literally looks so crazy. But here's everything I have for my mac and cheese recipe. Well, Tini's mac and cheese recipe. I have some cavatappi pasta. I have only shredded cheese in the mozzarella and the Colby Jack that the recipe calls for, just because my grocery store, I went yesterday, no, 2 days ago, and they were completely out of block cheese except for sharp cheddar. So we'll have one thing of fresh cheese, which I know Tini says that shredding the cheese is the most important, but nothing I could do if they were out of it. I also have a can of evaporated milk. I have exactly the amount that I need for the heavy cream. And then I also bought some fresh chives. So I just rinsed them off. I'm going to chop these up to put on top. I'm also going to add breadcrumbs at the very end, just because I like my mac and cheese to have a crunch. So yeah, I'm very excited to add my own little touch to this, just with the breadcrumbs and chives. But I also need paprika. I forget the other seasonings. I'm going to have to check in my notes. First step is to boil the pasta. So let's go ahead and do that. So I just shredded the sharp cheddar and I turned on the wrong burner. So the pasta's gonna take a little bit longer than originally thought. But I also wanted to just mention really quickly that the reason that Tini says to not buy it packaged is because apparently it has like a film on it, which I'm not surprised because they're probably trying to like keep it fresh in the bags. So I'm just going to mix the other shredded cheese all on the cutting board and then just mix all three together and then divide them up, because we only use half of the cheese for one part of it and then we use the other half like towards the end. Problem with my kitchen is that it's so freaking small. I have no room to like prep. This is like one of the biggest reasons I don't cook, on top of the fact that I just like don't really know what I'm doing. All right, so I got my 2 bowls of cheese. I think the total weight is like 3 pounds or like 2.5 pounds, which is actually kind of crazy. Still waiting for the water to boil, but I think in the meantime I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these cookies really quick so we could do a little taste test. I feel like they need to be softer. I think I'm definitely gonna add a little bit more of the sprinkled sugar on top because they're pretty bland, if I'm honest. I think that the ones on the one rack were way more burnt than the other because I just felt them and some of them feel softer than the other ones. I'm definitely gonna add the sprinkles because I feel like that makes them cuter, and it did add just a tad bit more flavor. So yeah, I'm gonna box up the cookies while I wait for the pasta to boil, and then I'll check back in with you guys for the next step. So the pasta is boiling. It has another 2.5 minutes, and my next step is going to be to put all of my spices into a small dish. So I have this cute little Disney tiny little bowl, so it just has like the Mickey hat. I don't really know what that's supposed to like say or be underneath. Yeah, it has like a little drumstick in there, some Dole Whip. Is that popcorn? Yeah. And the outside has Dumbo and the rabbit. So cute. The spices that she calls for are salt, pepper, garlic powder, and paprika. And Tini doesn't measure, so I'm not going to either. I'm just gonna kind of do like a small layer, I guess. Let's see, probably about like half a teaspoon maybe. And then I know she goes a little heavier on the garlic powder, but I kind of want to keep it pretty even across the board. All right, so just mixed all my spices together, and I don't think that's enough. So I'm gonna do another layer of spices. And now my pasta is done, so I'm just gonna set that to the side for now. So our next step is to make the roux, I think it's called. There's another word too for something else that we make. I don't know, I'm not a chef. For this one, we need a medium pan and add 3 tablespoons of butter. All right, so I have my saucepan. I have my 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm gonna put this on medium heat. So I have my 3 tablespoons of butter just melting down. Once this is all melted, I'm gonna add half of the seasoning mix to this. I'll cook that for 30 seconds, and then I add 3 tablespoons of flour. All right, now I'm gonna add half of our seasoning mix. Cook that for about 30 seconds. Now I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to cook this for 2 to 3 minutes. Now I'm going to add 1/4 of the can of evaporated milk. And then I'm going to whisk this until all of the flour chunks are out. Now I'm going to slowly add the 2 cups of the heavy whipping cream, and this is bubbling, so I'm gonna lower this even more, even though it's already on a low medium. So now I'm going to turn the heat to low and slowly mix in half of the cheese. Alright, now that my cheese is all blended in, I'm going to add in the rest of the spices and mix that in. Now I'm supposed to slowly add in the pasta and like fold the cheese mixture into it, but I don't have enough room in this for the pasta, so I don't really know what to do about that. All of our cheese is mixed in with the mac, and it's actually looking really good. So let me get my baking dish, and then I'm gonna layer half of this now, add half of the cheese, sprinkle it on top, layer the rest of the mac, layer this on top, and then I'll add my breadcrumbs and chives, put this in the oven, and then we'll be pretty much good to go. Here's what the mac looks like now that it is all dished, and I have the breadcrumbs and the chives on top. You can probably see how creamy it is. It looks really good. So the next step is to put this in the oven at 350 for 25 minutes to let everything bake together. I'm not leaving for Thanksgiving dinner for another almost 3 hours. So what I'm gonna do is just put this in the fridge for now, and then about a half hour before we leave, I will put this into the oven. That way it is nice and hot when I bring it to dinner. And also Brad tried one of my Moana cookies and he likes them. He said that he thinks they're more of a butter cookie than a sugar cookie, which I feel like I can definitely agree with because the butter flavor is so strong. So I think that's why it was like lacking flavor. I probably should have added some peppermint, but again, I know that not everybody in my family would have liked that. So I'm just trying to cater to everybody here. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for about 2 to 3 hours, then put this in the oven, and I'm gonna clean up, take care of all these dishes, get myself cleaned up and ready for dinner, and I will check back in with you guys when the mac and cheese is done. Okay, here's how the mac and cheese turned out. It's still sizzling. I'll let you guys hear for a second. It literally looks so freaking good. I cannot wait to try this. I feel like this is definitely gonna be a win for our Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm all dressed and ready for Thanksgiving. I just have on this little brown like shacket from American Eagle. I feel like it's so cute. It's like the perfect like Thanksgiving outfit or Thanksgiving shirt. Yeah, I just have this on with some leggings. I always like to be comfy because we eat a lot of food. So thank you for joining me on this little baking and cooking journey today. As you can see, the mac and cheese looks so good, so I cannot wait to try that. I'll still insert some footage of like our reaction, or at least my reaction trying this. So I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving, even though I know this video is going up way after Thanksgiving, but still I had a lot of fun baking and cooking today because like I said, it's not something that I normally do. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please give this video a thumbs up because it helps other people to find my channel. Also be sure to subscribe for more vlogmas videos coming your way, and I will see you real soon. Bye.